It has been 5 years since the Belizean Studies curriculum was revamped to be more engaging and more technology and internet-based. Now, it has been seen to improve the interaction and the learning process of the high school students who take the course, and that has been attributed to the teachers' pedagogical abilities.
The teachers understand, the teachers of Belizean Studies understand what competency-based education is, and so it hasn't been such a huge transition or a huge change for them. They understand that when you're teaching, it's not just about teaching what are words on the paper, that you're able to work with the students in different ways, taking them places, showing them different things, getting students to engage with the actual subject matter so that the learning comes to life.
Yasser Musa, a teacher at St. John's College, started his own pilot curriculum on Belizean Studies long before the national one was introduced.
In 2013, I was part of a small team at St. John's College, led by our headmaster at the time, Yolanda Gongora, and young teachers, Delmer Zib and Carlos Quiros, where we started to write our own curriculum in a very experimental, almost like a jazz improvisational way, with the focus on the teaching of African and Maya history as the foundation, the root lines of what we wanted to achieve. And it is still at the beginning because we come from a long history, a long background that I call that we have to decolonize in our way of teaching in our school system. And there is a huge change happening to the world right now in terms of how we access information with artificial intelligence. It is a situation, you might say, well, what does that have to do with decolonization? It has a lot to do with it because each country is struggling with how it teaches its citizens, especially its young citizens, who they are, what they are about, where they came from.
Both Musa and his counterpart from Corozal, Cindy Vargas, agree that incorporating more technology into the curriculum has yielded more interesting classes for their students.
Okay.
We do incorporate a lot of technology and different techniques into the subject already.
How have they received it?
Well, I can talk about my students. My students do enjoy my sessions. I know at our institution, our students look forward to Belizean Studies because it is such a fun and, student-centered subject because they do a lot in Belizean Studies. Like it is geared towards them doing more than, we just talking a lot, so we engage them a lot in Belizean Studies.
But even though the efforts since 2018 have been successful in moving students from one platform of learning to another, Chief Executive Officer at the Ministry of Education, Diane Mahia, says there is a continuous effort of tweaking it so that Belizean Studies remains relevant in the classroom.
As we move into a world where technology, artificial intelligence become more and more a part of what we do, if we're not going to be left behind, we have to continue to write our story. We have to make sure that the story that is written is accurate, that it's relevant, that it's something that students have access to, and that's the sort of work that keeps us going with Belizean Studies, right?
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.